In last video, we have seen the Gibbs energy and the spontaneity of the process. Now in this video, we are going to discuss the temperature of equilibrium and Gibbs energy and the equilibrium constant. Now at equilibrium, the process is neither spontaneous nor non-spontaneous. And at equilibrium, we know that delta G is equal to 0 as well as delta S is also equal to 0. Now delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S system, where delta G it is the change in Gibbs energy, delta H it is the enthalpy change, T is absolute temperature, and delta S system it is the entropy change for the system. Now at equilibrium delta G is equal to 0 and therefore 0 is equal to delta H minus T delta S system. By rearranging the terms, we can write T is equal to delta H upon delta S. Here capital T it is the equilibrium temperature, and above or below this temperature system may be spontaneous or non-spontaneous, and at equilibrium temperature the system will be neither spontaneous nor non-spontaneous. This is very important. The equilibrium temperature is a temperature above or below which the process or system can be spontaneous or non-spontaneous. Now next point is Gibbs function and equilibrium constant. The Gibbs energy change, that is delta G, and standard Gibbs energy change delta G0, these two functions are related as delta G is equal to delta G0 plus RT ln Q, where R is universal gas constant, capital T it is absolute temperature, ln it is log to the base E, and Q it is the reaction quotient similar to equilibrium constant K, and this Q it is considered for a chemical reaction which is at non-equilibrium state. For example, suppose A moles of A react with B moles of B, there is a formation of C moles of C and D moles of D. Now equilibrium is not attained. So this sign indicates that in between reactants and products, this arrow indicates that in between reactants and products, equilibrium is not maintained. So for this reaction, we consider this Q. So this is analogous to the equilibrium constant K. And you know that equilibrium constant K, it is considered for a chemical reaction at equilibrium. Now the reaction quotient Q, that is QC, C stands for concentration, it is equal to concentration of C raised to C into concentration of D raised to D, these are the products, upon concentration of A raised to A into concentration of B raised to B. So this is the expression of reaction quotient in terms of concentration. If the reactants and products are in gaseous state, then we consider the QP. It is equal to partial pressure of C raised to C into partial pressure of D raised to D upon partial pressure of A raised to A into partial pressure of B raised to B. So this is QC and QP, which are analogous to KC and KP. But at equilibrium, the reaction quotient Q, it is equal to equilibrium constant K, and change in Gibbs energy, that is delta G, it is equal to 0. And therefore at equilibrium this equation 1, that is delta G is equal to delta G0 plus RT ln Q. This equation becomes, now instead of delta G we write here 0. It is equal to 0 is equal to delta G0 plus RT ln K. This ln, it is log to the base E. By rearranging terms we can write delta G0, it is equal to minus RT ln K. But we know that log to the base E, it is equal to 2.303 log to the base 10, and therefore delta G0, it is equal to minus 2.303 RT ln log to the base 10 K. Now K can be expressed as a Kc or Kp. Now when reactants and product concentrations are considered, then we express equilibrium constant as a Kc, and when reactants and products are in gaseous state, then we consider as a Kp. So this equation can be written as delta G0, it is equal to minus 2.303 RT log to the base 10 Kc, or delta G0, it is equal to minus 2.303 RT log to the base 10 Kp. Here Kc and Kp, these are the equilibrium constants. Delta G0, it is the Gibbs free energy, standard Gibbs free energy. R is gas constant and T is the absolute temperature. So this is about the Gibbs function and equilibrium constant, relation between Gibbs function and equilibrium constant. And here we completed the chapter, that is chemical thermodynamics. I will solve the additional problems on chemical thermodynamics. First of all, the example or problem on the Hess's law of constant heat summation. Already we solved some problems, but additionally we'll solve problems on this chemical thermodynamics. Calculate the enthalpy change accompanying the transformation of graphite to diamond, carbon graphite to carbon diamond, given that enthalpies of combustion of graphite and diamond are 393.5 and 395.4 kilojoule per mole respectively. Now what is given? So carbon graphite on reaction with oxygen gives carbon dioxide. This is the enthalpy of combustion of graphite. This is the chemical equation for enthalpy of combustion of graphite, and it is given delta H1, that is enthalpy of combustion of graphite, it is given minus 393.5 kilojoule per mole. Enthalpy of combustion is always negative. Similarly, enthalpy of combustion of diamond is given, and the chemical equation is carbon diamond combines with oxygen, there is a formation of carbon dioxide gas. So carbon on combustion gives CO2 gas. Enthalpy of combustion for diamond, it is minus 395.4 kilojoule per mole. This is given. Now at the time of solving problem on Hess's law of constant heat summation, follow the four steps. Step 1 is the required equation. Then next is operation, tally and calculation. So first is required equation. Now what is asked? Find out the enthalpy change for conversion of carbon graphite to carbon diamond. So this is asked. So this is the required equation. Carbon graphite gives carbon diamond. Now operation. Now how this required equation is obtained? Now two equations are known, equation 1 and equation 2. So when equation 2 is subtracted from 1, we get this required equation. So check whether this operation is correct or wrong. For that purpose, third step is tally. So equation 1 is carbon graphite combines with oxygen gas. There is a formation of carbon dioxide gas. This is equation number 1. Now equation 2 is carbon diamond combines with oxygen gas and there is a formation of CO2 gas, and we are subtracting equation 2 from 1, so this is minus sign. When any equation is subtracted, that time you change the signs of reactants and products. So minus carbon diamond minus O2 minus CO2, just to change the signs. These signs highlighted with red color, these are the minus signs. Now plus CO2 minus CO2, these are at the product side, they will cancel with each other. Again minus O2 plus O2, these are at reactant side, they also gets cancelled with each other. Now carbon graphite and carbon diamond. So here carbon graphite is to the reactant side, carbon diamond is also to the reactant side, but it has negative sign, and when it goes to product side, its sign will be plus, and therefore we are getting the required equation, that is carbon graphite gives carbon diamond, and therefore this operation is correct, that is equation 1 minus equation 2. So from this operation write the formula, that is the part of calculation. So formula is delta H for this reaction, it is equal to delta H1, this is for equation number 1, minus delta H2, this is for equation number 2. So in operation equation 1 minus equation 2 is there, and therefore in formula delta H1 minus delta H2. We know the value of delta H1 and delta H2. So delta H1 is minus 393.5 minus delta H2 is minus 395.4. Answer is plus 1.9 kilojoule, and this is the enthalpy change for conversion of carbon graphite to carbon diamond. Next example, this is on the bond enthalpy. Calculate enthalpy of formation of reaction in which ethylene combines with hydrogen, that is hydrogenation of ethylene to form ethane. The bond energies of carbon hydrogen, carbon carbon single bond, carbon carbon double bond, and hydrogen hydrogen single bond are 414, 347, 615, 435 kilojoule per mole respectively. This is given. Now the formula is enthalpy change of reaction, it is equal to total bond energy of reactants minus total bond energy of products. This is the given reaction. So in reactant there is one carbon carbon double bond and 4 carbon hydrogen single bonds. There is one hydrogen hydrogen single bond. In product there is one carbon carbon single bond and 6 carbon hydrogen single bonds. So delta H is equal to 4 into CH. Why 4? Because there are 4 CH bonds plus carbon carbon double bond, there is one carbon carbon double bond, plus hydrogen hydrogen single bond, there is one hydrogen hydrogen single bond, minus in product there are 6 CH bonds, so 6 into CH plus carbon carbon single bond, there is one carbon carbon single bond. We know value of these, so substitute the values. 4 into 414 plus 615 plus 435 minus 6 into 414 plus 347. When we solve, the answer is minus 125 kilojoule per mole. So this is the enthalpy change, delta H. So in this way, here we solved some problems on thermodynamics. One representative problem on Hess's law of constant heat summation, and other is on bond enthalpy.